was it? How long ago did they release that X-Men trailer? Where is it? Oh, where's it? Oh, Mouse PI for hire. Ooh, shit. I want to get that. It looks so good. They released the X-Men Tokon trailer 3 weeks ago. Wow, but that means I am also 3 weeks behind on the roster stuff. So you know what? We're just gonna get into that. I wanted to talk about what predictions I had for the Tokon roster because I'm so excited for it, and I love the game so much. I love the beta for it as much as it was messy. It looks so much good now. I genuinely cannot wait. But I wanted to talk about what I think they'll do with the roster. I think one of the things I have to say before I full on get into this is just theorizing. Like, I have no idea what they're gonna do. Obviously, no one does, because they revealed the X-Men one, and then we're like, hey, there's going to be team captains. So there's gonna be like designated captains for like different teams. So it's like, what is going to happen? Now, we know who the team captains are, though, I think, because they showed Storm, and there was, let me think, it was Captain America, Storm, obviously, Doctor Doom, Spider-Man, who was, let me actually, okay, Ghost Rider, yeah, the Ghost Rider. God, he was so much. I want to play Tokon so bad just for Ghost Rider. He was so much fun. Oh my god, I miss the game so much. I miss that beta. Alright. Roster, because it's just theorizing. I'm so hyped for this. I think I already said it. I'm repeating myself, but like, oh my god, it's gonna be so fun. Plus, there's like the new improvements as well with the video. All right, I'm gonna stop yapping. All right, first one I want to get into. I have my phone right here, so I might be looking at that. I'll try not to just be looking down. All right. So first one I want to talk about was the Avengers. And now, the thing about that one is like, that one seems obvious, but I really don't want it to be, because here's the thing. The Avengers is obviously going to... There's also been, like, leaks. There's, like, Mighty Avengers or something. Like, people saw and were like, oh my... Okay, so it's going to be the Avengers. So, Captain America's leading that. And then, obviously, I think Iron Man has to be a part of that, since he is also not a captain. Unless... Okay. Iron Man, Miss Marvel, and Star-Lord aren't captains. So unless it's like they become captains of like the DLC, that would be, oh, you know what would be cool? Okay, if it's like the DLC is like Iron Man's captain and there's 3 people for his team, and then like 1 villain that's maybe like part of the story mode in the game, but like it comes later in the game, like Sigma in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. All right. But I think for the Avengers, it's obviously going to be Captain America and Iron Man. But then it becomes, who are the next 2? Because now there's only 2 slots. I think everyone's kind of saying Thor and a Hulk, which, I mean, Thor is in the background of the New York stage, so I think he's going to be in there. I think, as much as I would probably want like Beta Ray Bill or something, maybe, I don't know. I think I would actually be fine with Thor. They could do really good with him. But Thor, and then honestly, I don't want. Obviously, I want the Hulk. Maybe he could be like a DLC, like his own team. I don't know. I don't know what team he'll lead. I know he has the Agents of Shield team from like the cartoon, but then like. They're all Hulks. The only one that's different from like Bruce Banner Hulk would be She-Hulk, but I would love She-Hulk in the game. But I don't think I would want Hulk initially as like Avengers team. He could be very well done though, because all I'm thinking of when I think of the Hulk is Potemkin, because it's Arc System, obviously. It's just how Hulk is in like MVCI and UMVC 3. That's how he is in like all the Marvel vs. Capcom games. He's just like big tank man. Not as grabby as Potemkin, but still. But I think honestly, I don't know who else I would want. I think one of the ones I kind of want, not because I like the character. Like, I like the character. I don't hate them. I don't know how to phrase it, but I think Wasp would be actually really cool. Instead of like, I know people could also say like Ant-Man, but like, I think I would rather want Wasp, because I feel like you could do so much more with her. Because Ant-Man is just like, I mean, he can get big. They can do stuff with that, obviously. But like, I feel like they could just do more with Wasp, since she has like blasts and stuff. She can get small. I don't really know. But I think Wasp would be really cool. If not, like, I don't know, because here's the thing. They said they're not going to try and put, like, I think I would have to find it. Where it was like, hey, they're not going to put, like, characters that have already been in fighting games. They're going to try and get it more, like, diverse. But, like, I don't know, like, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel would be cool. She was fun in MVCI. I thought she was really fun. I think she would be... I mean, even if she comes back, that's like not a new fighting game character, but it would still be really cool. I think that could be... She could also just be like Nova. So like, I would heavily take that. I don't know. I really don't know. But Wasp or Captain Marvel would be cool. I don't know. Who else is on the list I'm looking at? Oh yeah, She-Hulk and Ant-Man. I talked about Ant-Man. She-Hulk I would love. I think that would just be a fun character. Again, she was really fun in UMVC 3. Sadly, was not in MVCI. I don't know. I think she would just be fun. Plus, it could also bring back the line she had in Marvel 3 with Deadpool. I'll put it on the screen here because I'm not going to do all that shit, but like, that would be funny. Now, moving the team I am excited for the most, which is the Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns have like the coolest team members and like some of my favorite characters. But it's weird. Okay, during like when I was doing research for this, obviously it's probably going to be Ghost Rider, who's going to be the team leader for the Midnight Suns, obviously. But here's the thing: it's Robbie Reyes, and looking stuff up, he wasn't usually the leader for it. So it's like, I mean, they could obviously manipulate it. It doesn't matter. I don't think they're gonna be so... I mean, they're obviously looking at the comics and stuff, but it's like, they're not gonna be like, so strict on themselves. But Midnight Suns would be cool. I really hope it's the Midnight Suns. There's honestly like, there's like a good couple of members I'd want. I think there's 4, but there's 4 different characters I would want. Also Bloodstone, Blade, Doctor Strange, and then my favorite character, one of my favorite characters, Man-Thing. Man-Thing, he could fill the Hulk spot. He could. Big, strong man. He would look... Oh, I want Man-Thing so badly. He's just so cool, and I feel like he hasn't been in a lot of, like, stuff. Like, game-wise. I know he had, he was in the movie, fuck, what was it? It was, Werewolf by Night. He was in there for, like, a bit, but, like, I want to see more of him. I love him so much. I either am also just waiting for him to be in Rivals, but, like, there's so many characters. He's not coming to Rivals until, like, 2 years. So, hopefully he can be in Tokon. But, honestly, out of those 4, I think I would want... Because there's already 1 slot taken by Ghost Rider. So I think out of Elsa, Blade, Man-Thing, and Doctor Strange, I think I would probably just pick, I would probably not pick, it's easier to say not pick. I would probably not pick Doctor Strange, because he's already been in the game. Plus, I also kind of care about the other characters way more. I mean, I like Doctor Strange. He was fun in 3, but like, I care about the others a lot more. Plus, Blade and Elsa are pretty damn cool, and also again Man-Thing. But yeah, that's my picks. Now, ooh, okay. Now this gets to the 2 hardest teams. Which before I do this. Now, the 2 hardest teams to pick, mostly, okay, I think I mentioned this before, but out of the original 8 characters that were shown, 3 of them are not captains, which is, I think I said before, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, and Star-Lord. So then, when doing a lot of, like, the, team picking, it's like, where we had to, people tried to, like, figure out which person they could team up with in the team captain stuff. I don't know if I'm saying this well, but I think you get it. But it's just figuring out, like, where do they go? And Star-Lord and Miss Marvel, I think, were the hardest. Not really. I would say Miss Marvel wasn't really hard. She could fit in a lot of places. She can fit with the Avengers, I think. Yeah, no, she could fit in with the Avengers. Oh yeah, she was in the fucking Avengers game. The one that didn't do really good. I mean, she was in it. She's an Avenger. But yeah, she could be Avengers too. Maybe that can make it, I don't know. I'm not gonna, there's so many routes that could be done with the team building. Like, they could have Miss Marvel in the Avengers and Iron Man with, like, Spider-Man or something. Or with Doom. Maybe, like, tech dudes? I don't know, man. But, alright, I want to talk about Spider-Man's team first, because that's, out of the 2 last ones I have to talk about, or I want to talk about, Spider-Man is the easiest. So obviously, I think, out of all the teams he could do, I think a New York, like, street level team could actually be really cool. Which is, a lot of people were saying that as well. Street level characters, mostly like Luke Cage and Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil is he's in the background of the New York stage. You can like see his silhouette, and then below him it's like his like the boxing gym that his dad went to. I didn't watch. Actually, no, I did watch like the first 2 episodes of the show. Yeah, but he could be there. I think honestly for that team though, there could. Oh my god, there's like so many. Yeah, I think candidates for it could be Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Moon Knight, and Iron Fist. Those are all like really good characters. And putting biases aside, Moon Knight is not on that list, sadly. Honestly, ooh, this is hard because it's like there's 3 characters I think I would want to see added to the street level, but you can't add all 3 because Miss Marvel and Spider-Man are obviously there, taking up 2. But the 3 I think I would love to see most are Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. I think those 3 would do really good. I think it would be cool to have Jessica Jones and Luke Cage because aren't they married? Are they in a relationship at some point? I don't know. I like Marvel, but it's like I have very basic comic understandings. Not understandings, it's just knowledge. I don't think I need understandings for it. But it's very basic understandings. No, knowledge. Oh my fucking god. Okay. But I honestly think the team could be Spider-Man, Miss Marvel, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. Maybe? Because here's the thing. I know Jessica Jones is like a strong, like, brawler, so I don't know if that would be the same as Luke Cage. Ooh. Now I'm thinking about it. Okay. I think Jessica Jones and Daredevil. But I would be so happy with Luke Cage. He's so cool. I love him. I love him. I love Power Man. Does he still go by Power Man? I think so. I don't know. I don't know what the comic writers do. I don't do that shit. Alright. Now then, it's on to the hardest team that I had to just think about. There's so many paths you can do to theorize about the teams, like Doctor Doom and I don't know, Iron Man, Tech Bros, Ms. Marvel and the Avengers, Spider-Man and Iron Man. But the problem is Star-Lord, because he doesn't have many team-ups, except, well, he has some team-ups, but not with the other people where he could fit in. He's never been an Avenger, I think. I don't know if he's been a full I don't know. Again, I didn't do that much research. Kind of. I looked up just what teams he's been on. I didn't see Avengers, so that would also be weird if he was Avengers, because that wouldn't make sense. But I think a lot of people were saying, when people were theorizing about this, Doctor Doom and then Star-Lord for Guardians, which is weird because Star-Lord is the leader of the Guardians. So why wouldn't they put Doom on his team, or vice versa, the team leads? I don't know. But I think people said the Guardians, but I have a different option, which actually goes into the story. So with the X-Men trailer that we got, 3 weeks ago, it did not start off with the X-Men. It started off on Shi'ar. Now that's going to be important because people are thinking that the villain is going to be the Champion. I don't know much about him, but there's the spray of fear of the Champion. Plus people are saying that it looks like the Champion. I honestly thought it was Magnus, but then more people talked about it. I was oh yeah, no, that's the Champion. That's not Magnus, which makes more sense. But it started off with the Shi'ar Empire being ravaged by the Champion, and that's important because that means that will. It also had the Gladiator. That's what his name was. It also had the Gladiator being choked. But that's important because Shi'ar has a hand in two things. One, the X-Men. Apparently, the leader of the Shi'ar. I'm saying Shi'ar a lot. The leader is, I don't know if it's the wife or she's in love with Charles Xavier. She was in X-Men 97. That's they're I don't know, wife and husband. They're dating. I know that Charles Xavier and Zandra, let me look. Let me see. Lilandra. Zandra is their daughter. I did research on that part. Zandra, I think it is. But Charles Xavier and Lilandra. Okay. But they also have a team up called the Galactic Council, which is a space council, hence the name. I feel that one's self-explanatory. And there's two members of it, which is why I'm talking about it. Star-Lord and Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom could be leading the Galactic Council. He could be. That could be part of the story. It's also, I wouldn't, as much as I think I would like that to be part of the story, I want villains. I think everyone is kind of saying this. Everyone really wants villains. And it would be really cool to see Doctor Doom lead the villains. But then you throw out everything else and it's what do you do with what happens with the other three non like captain characters. Is it gonna be the DLC thing? Like I said earlier in the video, I don't know. But actually, I'm gonna counterpoint myself. I'm going to counterpoint myself. The Galactic Council actually does have villains in it, like villains because they're galactic leaders. But at some point, a lot of characters have been villains. Like, okay, let me read. I have a list of like not a list. There's like two characters who've been villains and been on the Galactic Council, which is Annihilus, which I mean he had his game Cosmic Invasion, like that was December 1st. That game was fun. It was short, a little janky, but it was fun. And I plus Annihilus is also really popular because of the it's like when he killed Johnny Human Torch, then Human Torch came back and like whooped his ass or something. He's popular for that. I don't know. He seems like a good villain. I just know he's like a conqueror or something. He just kind of seems like Marvel's Larfleeze from like the Orange Lantern. That's kind of what he just seemed like. And then there's also one of my favorite villains, Super Skrull, which is how they can add the Fantastic Four in the game, which would be awesome. It's also how they did that back in MVC3. Actually, no, it wasn't even supposed to be Fantastic Four. They were going to put Human Torch in the game, but him being on fire too much fucked with everything, so they had to make it Super Skrull, and then they added like the other things from the Fantastic Four. It was a really good change, though. I will say. I'm gonna hold my. This audio is gonna be fucked, by the way. Like I've been holding it weirdly this whole time, so I don't know. That's for like editing me to cry about. I don't know. Yeah, but Super Skrull, obviously being Skrull leader, I guess he's on the Galactic Council or has been at one point. There are other characters that have been on the council, but like they're not villains. Like Lilandra I mentioned. I think either Lilandra or Xandra, which is I think that's her daughter's name. I think she will be in the game, one of those two, and that would actually be real cool because apparently Xandra has like Charles Xavier's powers and Lilandra's, which honestly that would make for a cool ass character. I honestly don't know much about her. She would be cool. I think that would be fun. But then there's also characters like Nova, who I feel like I've said this enough. MVC3, I love MVC3 and MVCIB. MVCIB. Not regular Infinite, but Infinite Beyond. I love that one. It was so much fun. I need to re-download it. I don't know why I deleted it. It was so much fucking fun. But Nova being like one of the fan favorite characters in like both of those games on the Galactic Council, he would be a fan favorite return. Honestly, I think that would be really cool to see. But then there's other characters like Groot. Yes, he apparently is on the Galactic. I got this from like one website. I didn't do much research, but it was like, hey, Groot's been on the Galactic Council. Makes sense for like the whole Flora Colossus like people. I don't know if that's his actual species name or if it's like just like the nickname like nickname adjective Rocket gave him. I don't know. And then there's also I feel like this should be said, Gladiator, who is in the beginning of the trailer. But that doesn't mean he will be in the game. It is a very high chance. But to be honest, he I don't know. I think from when I researched him, he was just Superman. He was one of the Marvel Superman clones, like Sentry and Hyperion. I don't know. He could be cool. Honestly, though, who would I want? I think I would honestly want Annihilus. I think Annihilus would be fun because then you can actually have another villain and have a reason for them to be there instead of just being a villain team. And then Xandra, because again, the Shi'ar stuff, I think she would be in there. But I also think Gladiator's going to be there instead of a Nihilist because of the trailer. Or he's DLC. One of those. He could be one of those. But you know what? I'm going to say that I'm going to go with the one I want. I want Annihilus and Xandra. Because apparently, again, Xandra has Charles Xavier's powers and Lilandra's, which means she's psychic, and I don't. What is Lilandra's powers? Hold up, let me actually remember. Okay, it's giving me stats. Oh wow, she's 5'11". Damn, she's tall. Oh my god, there's so much fucking words. I just want to see her power. Okay, where's like. Okay, abilities. Limited telepathy, Shi'ar armor, and ceremonial staff. So I think her or her daughter could be cool. I mean, also Charles Xavier is in the background of the X-Men stage, so it's like I feel like there's a lot of heavy going towards that path. But okay. For the final thing for them, here's the thing. I think the team is going to be Doctor Doom, Star-Lord, Lilandra, and you know what? I think Gladiator, but I want Annihilus over Gladiator to have a villain. So you know what? If I edit this, if I edit this, where I actually make like a roster of like what I would want or what I think, I'll put it like Annihilus over Gladiator, or like I'll do like a little or thing and just have it be one of the two. I don't know. All right, is that all the teams? Oh yeah, okay. There's also one more. Back to Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna put this in the video. Spider-Man. There's another team he has. Actually, it's technically Miles Spider-Man, but I mean, again, they can manipulate it. Where Spider-Man, and Miss Marvel were on a team. So there was a team called the Champions that had Miles Morales as Spider-Man and Miss Marvel on it. I think both of them were like founding not mothers. Oh god, founding members of that team. God, that was I needed to. Hopefully, I cut that out. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'll do. I might need like watch time on this. But they were founding members, and there's like 3 characters who I think would fit very good on this, which is Vision. I think honestly seeing that instead of like Vision would be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, it would just be Vision, I think. I mean, Vision would be cool. And then another one, Sam Alexander Nova. Which, if Nova, Richard Rider or Dick Rider, is not in the Galactic Council, they could have Sam Alexander Nova in the Champions. But there's also another member who is technically a part of the Champions, who is also a part of the X-Men, which is Cyclops. And now, a lot of people love Cyclops, especially the like the Marvel heads, like NBC Marvel heads. They love Cyclops. He's been like, besides 3 and Infinite, he was like he was the mascot. Him and Ryu were the mascot of the franchise. So it's like, I think a lot of people would have loved to see him come back. I'm actually kind of fine. I mean, I'm fine with him not coming back. He was fun. But, like, he's not my favorite. But, like, I think for the Champions, for the people who want Cyclops, they could technically add him, not being an X-Men, being a Champions. Because the whole story of it is, like, he time travels backward. He goes back in time. He becomes younger. I don't know how he becomes younger. He joins the Champions. That's it. I know he gets older at some point and like reverts back to his original age, but he was on the Champions, which had Spider-Man and Miss Marvel. So they could add Cyclops, and then they could either add like Nova or Viv. That would be. I actually think I would love that. Now there's also some other teams I'm not going to talk about much for, mostly considering Doom and Star Lord, which there is two other ones. Obviously the Guardians, which I think would be cool, but I want villains, so I think Galactic Council would be a better opportunity for more villains. And then there's also kind of like a custom-ish one, which is Galactic Leaders. So that one would be like Black Panther and Black Bolt, like people who like leaders of like something. Like Doom's leader of Latveria. He was, I mean, God Emperor Doom was like, what the fuck was that? Okay, dude, my posture is fucked. Damn, I got shrimp body. But Doom has been a leader of many fucking things. It's Doom. That's just who he is. And then, obviously, Black Panther, Wakanda. Wakanda has apparently also been in space. I guess. I don't know that storyline. I just know it's been in space. And then, obviously, Black Bolt, leader of the Inhumans. We do already have Miss Marvel, who is I don't know if she's an X-Men or I feel like she is half. I think so. I saw something where she's like half X-Men, half Inhuman. I don't know. I mean, Inhumans were just the replacement for X-Men. So like at this point, they're just X-Men. That's all they are. They're just X-Men with like one, like only two of the Inhumans are actually liked, which is Miss Marvel and Lockjaw. So like, I honestly would not care if they didn't add any other Inhumans. I don't. No one. As much as I would love Inhuman representation, no one cares about them. It's just kind of adding them there. No one gives a fuck. I don't know. Could be worse. It could be that like. That would remind me of the fucking. What was it that, like the Gen Z cyber team that they tried to come up with back in like 2020 or something, and it was so stupid. It was just like lazy. It was terrible. Yeah. God, if any of those characters get in, I doubt it. That would suck. Also, okay. I'm gonna talk about DLC. I don't know what they're gonna add for DLC. I don't know what other teams. Obviously, again, Inhumans, that could be a team. They could do like another. They could do another Guardians, because apparently, wasn't it like Star Lord wasn't originally a Guardian? Yeah, they had like an old Guardians that he joined up with. They could do something. They could still add the Guardians. I don't know. West Coast Avengers. I don't know, another like Avengers thing. Maybe like a Krakoa thing. I don't know. That would just be another X-Men thing. I had another team. What was it? Oh, yeah. Runaways. Which I kind of doubt, because I feel like the Runaways aren't that popular. No, they are, but it's like, it's mostly like Nico Minoru. But I mean, it would still be pretty cool. They're pretty. Okay, I want the Runaways just because I know one of them has a fucking dinosaur. I want the dinosaur in the game. I want that fucking Velociraptor. If not, also Moon Girl. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur would be cool. And then yeah, Runaways. That one would be cool because they are pretty, to my knowledge, they do have a very diverse set of abilities. So